What's going on, YouTube? I'm back. I thought I'd change it up a little bit and do a cooking video. First of all, I don't know if y'all have noticed, I've gotten rid of my mountain man look and got rid of my winter coat, I guess you could say, and went to the old baby face and you know, got a little haircut, looking a little scraggly there. Figured I'd switch it up a little bit. But tonight I'm gonna change it up, and I'm gonna actually do a cooking recipe. And I know probably my people that subscribe to my gun channel may not like it, man, but just bear with it. You know, that's actually what I originally intended my channel to be when I originally started. It was for it to be for it to be food, and it just morphed into what it is now. So, for you people who have watched my video and have actually seen the taco challenges that I've done, I figured, what the heck, let's go ahead and actually show the taco recipe. You know, if you've watched them, and if you have, thank you. But if you have, you've noticed how I've always bragged about how good they are. Well, I'm going to go ahead and show you the recipe on what I believe is really good tacos. Now, it doesn't have real fancy meats or anything to that nature. It's just ground beef, but just the way you prepare it, in my opinion, the way you prepare it, all your fixings, makes them taste very good. So anyways, let's get started with the video. So let's take a look at the ingredients that we're going to be putting in here real quick. Alright, panning down nice and slowly. There we go. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's take a look at what we got going on here, folks. So, let me see if I can zoom it in a little bit. Yeah, I think you guys can see. So, what we're going to have is, just like I said, there's just going to be ground beef tacos. Nothing fancy, no steak or nothing like that. Obviously, you can make steak or beef or pork or whatever you want, but for this recipe and for the tacos that I normally do my challenges with, it's with ground beef. I like to use an 80-20. Pretty much 80-20, in my opinion, is a real flavorful hamburger meat, and I think it works great for like spaghetti and tacos, and it's even excellent for burgers, and maybe I'll do a burger video later. I got my Vine Rite tomatoes here. Really like those. I think, you know, a beefsteak tomato or an heirloom would be good, but I think it's for this recipe, I think these will work really great. Got some, like my wife, she likes the fresh squeezed lemon juice on hers, so we're going to have some lemon. Got an onion. The cheese I'm going to use tonight, I like extra sharp cheese. Normally it's a yellow, but I found this is a sharp cheddar cheese, but it's a white. Normally I don't like buying my cheese pre-grated. For me, some people might think I'm crazy, but I can really seriously tell the difference between the already pre-shredded and if I do it myself. And when I grate it, I grate it super fine. That also changes the texture and the taste of the cheese. Don't ask me why, but it does. So that's what we're going to use tonight. Regular head of lettuce. As you've seen and I've talked about in my videos, I'm going to be using, let me turn that there we go. I'm going to be using Mexican corn tortillas that I'm going to show you how I'm going to fry myself. Sour cream. I've actually made my own taco seasoning. There's, you know, probably tons of recipes on the internet for taco seasoning. Mine, literally, I won't go into a lot of specifics. I won't tell you exactly because I honestly don't remember the actual, because it will vary from how much meat you're using. But mine has paprika, chili powder, a little bit of crushed red pepper, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, and black pepper. And obviously a little bit of salt. And I found that it makes a really good taco seasoning. Better than that prepackaged stuff that you can buy. Also, what I'm going to use, I don't know if anyone has seen this before, this is actually just a if you read it right here, well, it says salsa de chile fresco. It's basically tomato sauce, which right here it shows you. There it is. It's a better view of it. It's called El Pato. It's a Mexican tomato sauce. I've been using this on my tacos instead of the regular taco sauce that you can find for years now, ever since I can remember. And for some reason, it's just got the right heat, really, really authentic Mexican flavor, and I highly, highly, highly recommend this stuff. Give it a try. It's amazing. If you try it, I think you'll like it. So anyways, let's get started with the video. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let's get our ground beef in the pan, and let's start browning that off. We'll be right back. Alright folks, back here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to brown off our ground beef here. I've got about 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and normally, just because it's just me and my wife, usually a pound is sufficient enough. But I found this on sale, so I figured I would use it, and it's pretty good. I'm not a big proponent of what's the word I'm looking for? Selling somebody else's or promoting somebody else's stuff, but I will for this case. Now this ground beef right here is a good ground beef. Like I said, I got it from a local market, but what I'm about to tell you may shock you as far as ground beef that I like to use. Now, like I said earlier, the ground beef of choice for me, for anything pretty much that I use, is an 80-20. Like I said, it just imparts a lot of flavor. Don't know why. It's just maybe it's the fat flavor or whatever. But even with the fat drained off on stuff, it's just really good flavor. I guess because it's not pure, meat. But anyways, my favorite meat of all time, and it's may shock some people, and it's actually shocked a few people that I've told this in person. It's actually Walmart brand ground beef, and they're little tubes. I usually get the little 1 pound tubes that they got, and anytime we are using for burgers, especially for burgers, oh, it's so good. But that meat, for some reason, it's just got the purest beef flavor that I've ever literally had in a ground beef. And I have shopped at, like Whole Foods, and I like Whole Foods, and I like some of their, I like to buy their dry aged steaks and other meats. And I've even tried the ground beef. But, and there's some other high-end markets around where I live, and I've tried that. But dollar for dollar, taste for taste, bar none, hands down, Walmart's meat, ground beef, by far is the best. And that's just my opinion. But I'm a huge taco connoisseur. People that personally know me can testify to that. People that are on here that are friends of mine who are subscribers, throw some comments on there and let everybody else know if I'm understating how much of a huge taco connoisseur I am. So, due to the fact that if I could eat tacos 7 days a week, I would. I think my wife would kill me if I tried to eat that much taco meat, but I would if I could. But anyways, so I think in that sense that I have checked out quite a few ground beefs on the market, and like I said, for me, try it. Try the ground beef, see what you think. I don't think you'll be disappointed when you try it. But anyways, all right. So starting this ground beef, and what I'm going to do is, and the reason as soon as I put it in the pan, I like to really get on it as far as crumbling it up. right from the get-go. I find it much easier to crumble up when it's in its raw state. Then when it starts cooking, it tends to seem to take a little bit more effort, I guess you could say. Not to seem lazy, but to get it to crumble small. And I like to kind of, when it comes to the size of the meat for my tacos, I kind of like to have my meat kind of almost like, I guess you could say, Taco Bell size, just really minced up, I guess you could say. So I will sit here probably, almost until the ground beef is done, and just continuously work on it until it gets to the size that I'm looking for. So anyways, let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and get this done. When I come back, the ground beef is going to be browned, and it will also be, the grease will be drained off, and then we'll go to the next step. Hi buddy, I'm back. You know what I figured I'd do while the ground beef is cooking is show you a couple of tricks that I do on a couple of items while I'm cooking my tacos. One of the things that I've seen, and is people always talking about how onions make their eyes water when they cut them. So the trick that I've learned is literally, if you got to have a really sharp knife. A sharp knife is the key to making sure when you cut your onions, you do it fast, you do efficiently, and your eyes will not water. It's when you're having to sit there and hassle, and your knife is not sharp, and you're having to really grind through it, that you're releasing all those the fluids inside that onion. Then it gets in your eyes, and now you start crying. So the first step is, like I said, is to have a very sharp knife. And a trick to doing it is, first of all, I've already had this peeled. I've kept the root end on it, and I'm left-handed, so it's going to look backwards. So the first thing I will do is I will grab it, and I will slice about almost 3/4 of the way horizontally through it, about say 4 times. Then I will flip it around, and then I will go down lengthwise. And then all I got to do is just go through it one time, depending on how big or small I want my cubes to be. And after I do this, that's it. I don't have to mess with it anymore as far as having to dice anything. This is it right here. So that's that right there. Let me go ahead and do it again real quick and show you. Smaller piece. I'm telling you, a sharp knife really makes a big difference in the process of dicing an onion. If you have a sharp knife, your crying days are pretty much over. Very few, no matter what kind of onion it is. So there you go. There's that. And that's a pretty small dice right there. So, and that that didn't take no time at all to cut up. So that was relatively easy and fast, and no tears. So, like I said, sharp knife usually will eliminate the tears. The next thing I want to show you is lettuce. Now lettuce seems like, okay, well, that doesn't seem like it needs to be shown how to cut. I'm telling you, by trial and error, I don't know what it is, but it does make difference in the taste of the end product on how you cut your ingredients up. Your cheese, your lettuce, and your onions. So for the lettuce, what I like to do is I will go ahead and I will literally cut this, shred this as thin as possible, like they do in the restaurants. I find the thinner the lettuce, it just tastes better. The texture of it, versus big fat chunks of lettuce. The thinner you can get it, the better it is going to taste. Also, when I get done with my lettuce, I like to put some pepper on it. It almost, it gives it, in my opinion, an authentic Mexican flavor. And so when I get done here in a second, got a few scragglers I need to get in there. kind of show you what I'm talking about. And you can try this for yourself to see what you think. You may like it big and chunky. This is just my opinion of what I feel makes a really good lettuce topping for a taco. Almost got it. There we go. So anyways, as you can see, it's just real shaped, really thin. And then like I said, I like to add some pepper to it. Now, usually I would put salt on it, but unless I'm just going to use it right there and then, and because lettuce has a lot of water in it, if you put the salt on it now, and you're not going to be using it for at least say 5 to 10 minutes before you put it on your taco, it will leach out all the water and it will literally just make your lettuce just really limp and not crisp. So that's what it looks like that. Looks, and then like I said, it'll give it a real good peppery taste to the lettuce at the end. And I won't show you the rest, but I just wanted to show you those two things about lettuce and the onion. So if you like it, try it. Can't hurt. I promise you, it could probably definitely improve the end taste of your product. So when we come back, we'll have the ground beef and we'll see what we do next after we brown it. All right, everybody, we're back again. All right, so now the meat has browned off, and now it is nice and small, kind of like how I like it. I'll probably work on a little bit more chopping it down. I've already drained off all the grease, and now we're going to go ahead and go with the seasoning. Like I said, this is my homemade taco seasoning that I've made. I don't like using the pack. Now, as far as actual, like I said, I didn't put down exactly how much of what is what, as far as how much teaspoons and tablespoons of certain things. But actually, this is just something by trial and error that I've used to where I've perfected it. Because I may put a little bit more cumin in it, so you may have a little stronger than somebody may like, or a little less salt, a little bit more salt. So you've got to actually just play around with it, But I do believe that you got to have the essential ingredients, the core ingredients to, give it that Mexican taco seasoning flavor. And then from there, you just adjust it to your liking, have the heat level and so on and so forth. So anyways, like I said, this is about a pound and a half. So once I'm gonna go ahead and I'll use all my seasoning for it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just let this kind of integrate into the meat a little bit, and then I'm gonna put some water in here, almost a cup, probably about 3/4 of a cup. There we go. Now it's about 3/4 of a cup of water right there. And now I'm going to go ahead and just turn this on a high heat and just stir this around and just kind of let this water and the seasoning get in the meat really good, and let this water evaporate, and get ready for the next step. I've already got all my, as you saw earlier, I showed you the onions and the lettuce. But I've also got, the cheese grated up. Tomatoes are cut up. One of the things I wanted to, since I've got a couple minutes, as far as the cheese, and I'll show it to you here in the final product of the assembly, is I like to also not just use fresh cheese and grate it myself, but also I like to use the real small holes, I'm not sure what you would call it, on the grater. And the smaller the cheese, just like I said, it just imparts a different flavor, in my opinion, as far as thicker pieces of cheese on the taco, just like the lettuce. So anyways, when we come back, this is pretty much done, so I won't show you no more of this. But when we come back, we'll actually be beginning the frying of our taco shells. And then after that, we will do our final assembly. So stay tuned. The best is yet to come. All right, everybody, I'm back. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fry some shells here. Make it quick. Frying taco shells are not as hard as some people try to make it out to be. They're actually fairly simple and very quick. Basically, what all you do is you'll take one of these yellow core tortillas and you're going to go ahead and place it in this oil. Now, I've had this oil on for a while. You don't want it too extremely hot due to the fact that if you have it too hot and once you start frying your shells, they'll actually start burning. So I've got my fire up to about a medium high, and the oil is probably ready to go. And it kind of goes fast. Now it depends on how you like your shells. Some people will like them really, really crunchy. Some like them kind of chewy a little bit. And I'm kind of like that. I'm kind of like almost not chewy, but not too crunchy. So each tortilla will only take about, no more than a minute, if that, to fry. So let's go ahead and get started with it. Got my tongs here, got my tortilla. You see that I've got my cooling station here. For when I get done, I'll put them in there so they'll stay firm, they'll hold their shape. So what you're going to do is you go ahead and drop your corn tortilla in, and it should start bubbling as soon as you drop it in, which it is. Now I like to use yellow corn tortillas versus the white ones. I think they just have a better flavor. But you can use the white ones if you want. I believe the white ones, though, when you see how there's some bubbles in here, on the white ones, that'll actually just almost come up like a dome. So the yellow ones not only taste better, but I think they're easier to work with also. So anyways, as you can tell, it's already starting to get a little bit stiff already. So I'll flip it over once. I'll let it sit in there for another, I don't know, 5-10 seconds or whatever. And then, before it gets too hard, I will go ahead and kind of make the taco shape. And I will hold it down in the oil, just like this. And like I said, it depends on how crunchy you want your shells, and obviously how high you got your heat. See, it's already getting its shape. And if you can see, it's already getting some color. It doesn't take long. Okay? So, that to me is done. So I will go ahead and just let it drain, put my next one in. By the time I get this one over here in my little mini racks that I've got set up, this one will be almost ready for me to flip over to the back side like I did. And what we can do is you can time it if you want. On the next shell, I'll do 3 of them, and then I'll do the rest off camera, and then we'll go to a final assembly. But if you want, you can actually time it for yourself. And I believe, I've never timed it, but just kind of going off of this, I don't believe it's no more than a minute, maybe a minute and a half per shell. So it doesn't take long. It is a labor of love, depending on how many people you are feeding. Thank God in this household it's just me and my wife, so there's not very many shells that need to be fried, but if you've got a big household, it takes a while to fry, especially someone can eat 4 or 5 shells each, 4 or 5 tacos. So anyway, so that one's done. So if you guys want to, you can go ahead and time it from the time I lay it in to the time I take it out. Unfortunately, I didn't anticipate saying that to y'all, but if somebody can do it and post a comment, tell me exactly how long it does take for it to fry up. That'd be cool. And like I said, I don't think it's no more than a minute and a half, if even that. And like I said, once the oil gets to temperature, it really doesn't take long at all for these things to fry up. And those shells over there are actually really crispy. The first one's maybe not as crispy, but that second one, it's when I bite into it, it's going to be nice and crunchy. And like I said on my other videos, when I've done my taco challenges, these things hold up very well, even if they've been sitting with filling in them for a while. They don't sag or get soggy or anything. And that one's done. So maybe someone, like I said, can post a video or a comment and let me know exactly how long that took. But anyways, let me go ahead and finish frying these up, and then we'll get to a final assembly, and I'll show you how I like to eat my tacos. my taco challenge eating style tacos. Be back in a second. Alright everybody, I'm back. Final assembly here. Got my shells here. I guess you can see I've already made 2, but I figured I'd just show you how I do mine. So first I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get a spoonful of this ground beef here, taco meat, and put it in there. Try not to put too much in it because they'll fall apart. I figure about a big hefty tablespoon is good. So then after that, I will go ahead and put the pato sauce I was telling you about. I'm telling you guys, you need to try this stuff. This stuff is amazing. I think if you try it, you'll be amazed. It really is good. So anyways, and you can usually find it, if you can't find it in a local market, depending on what area of the country you live in, you can find it at a Mexican specialty store. But it's starting to get popular, so it is actually readily available in other stores. So anyways, then I'll go ahead and I like onion. And I'll throw some onion on there. Then I like to throw my lettuce. Remember, like I said, the nice thin shaved lettuce. Just throw a little bit on top of that. Next I will put this cheese. Now this extra sharp white cheddar cheese I've got, you've got to try it, folks. It makes a world of difference. I promise you it does. It's worth the extra effort of work that you've got to do. And then finally, I will go ahead and put a little bit of tomato on top. And that's it. And I promise you, this right here, these tacos, I'm telling you, that you can have steak and you can have chicken and pork and don't get me wrong, I love carne asada and all them, but just for every night go-to meal, these tacos cannot be beat. Tons of flavor and just an enjoy to eat. So anyway, well, thanks once again to YouTube for watching one of my videos. Like I said, I don't know when what my next video will be, whether it'll be, you know, gun related or food related. I don't know. We'll have to see what it does, where it takes me. But once again, thank you so much for watching the video, and make these tacos and enjoy them. Peace out.